Yo, what's up, world? I'm gonna have some fun doing this video. Um, so today I checked my email, right? I get this video response from this guy that calls himself the real brother. Now, obviously, he thinks he's the realest brother there is, and if you don't believe the way he believes, you ain't no real brother. You know what I mean? According to the brother, the real brother. Right? So he goes on trying to refute my points on why I don't believe Ron Paul is racist. And it's almost comical watching this guy's video, man. Like he's on YouTube trying to refute the whole idea or the racist premise in America that exists. He's saying how bad racism is, but at the same time he's a racist motherfucker, you know what I mean? Like it's like he's the extreme on the African American side. Like white people, probably most of them are embarrassed of the KKK. You know what I mean? For a large portion of you guys are. This is our version of that motherfucker. He considers. Now he starts his video off saying that my claim is that Ron Paul isn't racist, but where I messed up was I didn't give the definition of what racism was. And I shit you not, this is what the definition of racism is according to the real brother. Someone white who hates the president because he's black. Someone white who believes whites are superior. Now. I mean, this guy's a joke. He's fucking comical. And then he goes on a rant, a spiel, about 8 minutes, 9 minutes. And he's on his video saying the things that he's saying I said in my video, right? And it's crazy. It's crazy the shit. Like, I don't understand how he worked this shit up into his mind. Like, hold on. He says, I said, America should lead by setting a racist example. He said, I said, what else did he say He said that I said, racism and discrimination means freedom and liberty for white racists. He said that I said, the Founding Fathers wanted whites to have the freedom to enslave and lynch black people. I shit you not. He also goes on to say, he starts talking about the media and shit, and he goes on his spiel about how there's no such thing as progressive media. All the media outlets are racist, white supremacists, every single one of them, and he goes on to list them. Now, I'm no fan of the big corporate media, but this is just to establish the level of stupidity that we're dealing with here, right? He goes on to list the racist corporate media as AOL, Time Warner, Fox News Corporation, and GE, right? So he goes on. He had the nerve to even name GE, right? The same GE who sits on Barack Obama's administration. The same GE who paid exactly $0 in taxes last year. You know what I mean? Like, so obviously Barack Obama got to be a racist too, right? Because he's kicking it with racist motherfuckers, according to the real brother. You know what I mean? He goes on to say that there's no progressive media out there other than himself and Al Sharpton. Now, I want to clarify something, right? Real brother, you're a really weak-minded individual. You know what I mean? Because you basically live in perpetual fear of the white man gonna put you in chains, like on some real shit, dog. You know what I mean? Like, move the fuck on, nigga. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much other real shit going on in the world, and you over here fighting a war that was going down 400 fucking years ago. You know what I mean? Something that was taking place over 70 years ago and shit. You know what I mean? So he's basically trying to be this pro-black, pro-Obama, you know what I mean? If you don't agree with Obama, you ain't no real brother. You ain't no real black man if you don't agree with Obama. But this is my position, dog. You know what I mean? If I'm disagreeing with what Obama is doing, it has absolutely nothing to do with race. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't even about race anymore, dog. You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about the infringements that this president has taken against the American people, most recently with the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act. There was a line in the National Defense Authorization Act that actually did exempt American citizens from that bill, from being indefinitely detained without a trial or a lawyer. There was, in the original bill, there was actually a line that excluded American citizens. The Obama administration is the one who put pressure to get that line removed, so that American citizens are subject to that Defense Authorization Act. So I'm saying, you know what I mean? Like, and you want to talk about Barack Obama like he's some kind of golden boy, man. Like, ask yourself the question: why, once he got into office, did Wall Street get this huge fucking bailout? You know what I mean? Like, you ask yourself, why hasn't anybody from Wall Street gone to jail? You know what I mean? Because Obama's their homie. Obama's in their motherfucking pocket. The #1 contributor to his 2008 campaign was Goldman Sachs. They're still the #1 contributors to his 2012 campaign. The same motherfuckers who are the #1 contributors to Mitt Romney's campaign, ensuring whoever makes it, they still win. You know what I mean? This is the game that's being played, and I'm trying to let you know it's not all about race. You got to move past the bullshit, dog. Because, I mean, Barack Obama in 2007 came out speaking out against the drug war, came out speaking against the Patriot Act, and he was talking about how we need to repeal it and get rid of it, and then once he gets into office, he reauthorizes it, and he expands it. You know what I mean? Now, this dude, the real brother, he's living in this alternative universe where he thinks that everything has to do with the white man coming down on the black man. Like, on some real shit, dog. You need to just be a man about your shit, dog. Stop being, you afraid of everything. Like, me, personally, I take the position that freedom and liberty is the position that everybody should be taking, that every man should look to stand on his own feet independently. You know what I mean? You want to know why? Because I have faith in not only the American people, not just the black community, but the Latino community, the white community, the Asian community. I have faith in the people that they'll find a way, you know what I mean? And the black community is one hell of a resilient community, dog. And you got people like you and Al Sharpton who perpetuate this defeatist inferiority complex attitude that just keeps us running in circles. It keeps us on a fucking treadmill lifestyle, you know what I mean? Motherfuckers like you prevent young black people from feeling strong about themselves because you always got this fear in the back of your mind. You're actually promoting the fear of racism, you know what I mean? Making racism even stronger through what you're perpetuating, you know what I mean? And not only are you advocating against racism, through espousing racism, which makes you a fucking hypocrite, you know what I mean? It makes you no different than the KKK and the white supremacists. You're just a black supremacist who think that black people are superior than everybody else, you know what I mean? The fact of the matter is all men are created equal. That's something that I believe, something that I live by, you know what I mean? And also, real shit, you're just a fucking clown, dog. Like, you got this whole fake setup like you want a fucking radio show and all this bullshit, nigga. You probably in your mama's basement, dog, you know what I mean? Like, get a fucking life, dog. You over here espousing these nightmare scenarios, you know what I mean? Like, oh, if Ron Paul became president, man, he'd make us nigger boys and we be slaves all like. You gotta be fucking kidding me, dog. Ain't no fucking way black people gonna be slaves. You a fucking fool, man. And if you think that that's all it would take for black people to become slaves again, how how sad is your belief in the African American community if you think that all it takes is one white man becoming president, you know what I mean? Like, on some real shit, Barack Obama's a motherfucking clown. This motherfucker's doing everything he can to strip every single American of certain rights. Black, white, yellow, purple, don't fucking matter, you know what I mean? You no longer have the right to say what the fuck you want to say, so long as that threat of being indefinitely detained based off of what you're talking about without even having the right to a trial or due process, you know what? You lose the First Amendment right to that, you know what I mean? You can say what you want to say for now, so long as he's cool with it, you know what I mean? But depending on what you say, they might just label you a fucking terrorist, and that's all the grounds they need to lock your ass up, you know what I mean? And as far as the drug war goes, I don't understand how you can still be defending that shit, you know what I mean? The drug war is a failed policy of 70 years. That's costed the American people over $7 trillion, or over $1 trillion, you know what I mean? Over 70 fucking years. And you over here talking about, yo, Barack Obama, you know, he made laws so that the black people can't be disproportionately affected by the drug laws. The fact of the matter is American citizens are still being affected by a law that's supposed to protect them from themselves. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to get high, you ain't hurting nobody but your damn self. You know what I mean? Like, you have the right to make a stupid fucking decision. As a racist in America, you have a right to espouse whatever idea you want So long as you ain't causing harm to another person, dog. That's what freedom and liberty is. You have the right to say what the fuck you want to say without threat of being